Hey everybody, Christopher Naiman here, back for another tip on my Singer Vintage 401A. What are we looking at here? We're looking at twin needle sewing. It's not two needles on one post. It's two separate needles. Yeah, this machine, my Vintage Singer 401A, can put two needles in at one time. Two individual needles. Can you see that? Two individual needles in there at one time. Isn't that amazing? Let me show you the trick on how to do that too. Stay with me. Be right back. Okay, one of the coolest things about this machine is that it has two needles that you can put in. Now, I will admit, when I first tried to put the second needle in, I couldn't get it in. And I thought, what am I doing wrong here? And I don't have the instruction book for this machine, although I do have the PDF version for this machine. So as I was playing and playing and playing, I realized, oh, the reason why I couldn't get in there was because the screw here wasn't screwed out far enough. So let me get my big hands in here. Okay, see, both of these came out. See, here's two needles. Can you see? Two separate needles. And then you have to unscrew this all the way out to be able to fit these both in at the same time. There's no adjustment of the width of these needles. It's just the length it's going to be is this length here. The width it's going to be is this width here. That's it. But if you don't have a twin needle, but you've got two regular needles, it's going to work for you. And that's how it's going to do. Now, the problem is, if you're like me, you have a hard time threading one needle, let alone two. So I would get a needle threader, which I have on order. I have some, because see, all my up-to-date sewing machines have built-in needle threaders, and I didn't have any wire needle threaders for these traditional machines. Well, let me see how good my eyesight's going to be if I can get this needle in here. Oh yeah, there's one. I got one in there. Hey, 56 years old, but I have glasses on, so don't congratulate me too fast, too soon. All right, we got to make sure these are in here. Make sure they're both in there. There we go. All right, let's get the next. Let's see if I can get the next one. And always make sure you got a clean cut on the end there. So if I have a clean cut, we're going to get it in there. So here we go. Let's see if, yep, I got it. And I don't want to make it sound like I'm really that great at doing this. These are top stitch needles that are in here. Top stitch needles, the eyes are much longer. They're a lot longer, so it's a lot easier to get that in there. Okay, and then we have our threading at the top like we normally do. And there's a tension disc up here, which I'll show you after I do a little stitching here. I'll show you the tension discs up here. Alright, so let's do a little stitching. And what are twin needles good for? Two things. To do top stitching, to give you a decorative look. And second, when you are sewing stretch knit fabrics. That's what it's great for. So if you do that, you want to use a stretch needle or a ballpoint needle. Check to see the appropriate needle for the knit fabric that you're using. Okay, and then just use two of them. Look at that. Pretty cool, right? And people, people who don't have vintage machines, they don't get it. They don't get it. Now, people who don't have computer machines don't get it either, because I have the best of both worlds. So, and the other thing I want to show you is, okay, before I take this camera off, you see where the needle positions are? Now, the needle position is all the way to the left. Here's the center, and here's the right. If you try to do it in the right, it's going to hit your foot. You can't do it. If you try to do it, I'm sorry, I bumped the camera. If you do it in the center, it's okay, but the best needle positions always to the left if you can do it on the left. See that? There's where it fits. Okay? So now, let me show you the discs here. Let me see if I can move the camera. Alright, so if you look down there, you see there's discs. So you're going to put, it may not look it because I can't get in, but you can probably, I think you can see. One thread is in one side of the disc and the other thread is in the other side of the disc. So that's how you do it. How about that, huh? Now I know all you modern people with the computer machines are saying like, oh wow, wow. And of course all you vintage people are saying, oh yeah, we got something on the computer, people. So there you go, guys. Until my next video, take care and try some twin needle sewing. Bye now.